What got you excited about the ProFusion Expo?
You mean besides the fact that it was free? Honestly,
All right, I just got into the city. We're a little bit early. Petria is on her way. I think we should get a coffee before we get into it.
Jadon LM. Hold on. Hi.
Well, this lighting is god awful. Let's
Yeah, it
get
is.
out of
Okay,
here.
maybe over here.
All right, look who just joined me.
Hello.
We're gonna get our lanyard. Well, you already got your lanyard.
I
You're ahead of
did.
the
Yes,
game.
it's really beautiful. It matches my outfit.
What do you think the first stop is gonna be? We're gonna check some vendors.
We're gonna shoot for the stars first. See what we absolutely, definitely, 100% can't afford, but are gonna put on our wish list anyway. And we're gonna see what we can, if we can find any freebies. Freebies are always great at these things.
Yeah, gotta love the swag.
Absolutely.
I gotta put this camera down because it's very heavy and my arm is gonna die.
Get ready to spend money.
I was honestly really surprised by the amount of equipment that was out on display. The gear was just like everywhere.
I can't afford any of this.
One of the featured presenters that was hanging out around the Hollyland booth was Justin Porter. He's a wedding filmmaker primarily, but I just love his approach to storytelling, and the Hollyland booth happened to be right by the entrance, so that was the first stop we made.
We're here at the Hollyland booth with...
Justin. Wait, I feel like that was awkward. Was that awkward? Hold on, let me reset.
Why weddings, and why is your approach different than what people typically have come to expect with wedding videos?
A couple years ago, we started changing things with just out of boredom. Like, we were tired of doing the same thing. We started getting sound bites and interviewing, and then that actually was what made me pick up a camera, was the story aspect of filmmaking. I wasn't doing that with weddings, and then when we started doing it with weddings, I realized there was this perfectly empty lane. And I just kept going. Like, there's rules in the wedding industry that are like unwritten. Like, filmmakers shouldn't do this or they shouldn't do that. And it's weird because no one really says you can't do that. It's just kind of like a perception. And when we switched that mindset and was just like, you know what? I'm gonna interview the groom. I'll interview the bride. I'll talk to her mom, talk to her dad. Everything changed for us. And we just kept pushing it.
And I think that storytelling aspect in your approach is really transferable as well to the corporate world and to marketing for businesses of all sizes. What's your advice to brands who are just getting started in the space and want to use storytelling as a marketing tool?
I always have to give my wife credit because she got me to realize how important social media was, because I didn't care about it. I was doing social media like 99% of most people, and we treat it like a business. We post for marketing. We specifically post videos to market. And she got me to realize that people don't follow me because they want to buy from me. They follow me because they interact and they engage with my brand. And that was huge for me. So now we post content that's not just, hey, we're filming a wedding, or I don't even think I posted a video that was now taking 2025 wedding bookings in 3 years. We just post what our process looks like. We post what the interactions or what the experience would be like. So my advice to brands or anybody that's trying to kind of push social media and get into it more is to invite your client into your business as show them what that experience is like. Show them what they would be getting. Don't sell it. Talk about something that you for example, everyone says we're passionate with filmmaking. I talk filmmaking stuff because I am passionate about it. My clients love that we care so much for video. Other filmmakers love that, we're so excited about video, but I'm not selling anything. I'm showing them my joy for what I love to do.
Awesome. I love that advice. And I think that approach is applicable for brands of all sizes. So I absolutely love that. I appreciate your time.
Thank you
again. Appreciate it. And hope to see you again next time you're in Toronto.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
After leaving the Hollyland booth, we decided that instead of going directly to the big vendors like Sony, Nikon, we were going to check out the alley in the back where there were smaller vendors. Some local venues had booths there, so the Royal Ontario Museum had a booth, and we also bumped into an individual by the name of Randy. Shout out to Randy from Take Your Seat. And he's doing an amazing project right now with his sons. He showed us some of his work, talked us through his process and why he decided to pursue this project.
His photography was absolutely beautiful, but the stories behind the work is what really caught our attention.
Essentially, this project is a humanistic view of how people around the world live. And it's a really, really nice take on bringing people together through photography and depicting the way that people come together, like experience various different cultures in different places. They are currently actually scoping out new locations in Asia to photograph. So very excited to see what's on the horizon for Take Your Seat.
After that, we decided to check out some more vendors, and there's definitely one that caught our eye right away.
It was like a beacon of light, basically calling to us. It was the Apature booth. We took a look at some of their offerings and had a chance to chat with Stanley, the product manager. Apature obviously has been a well-known brand for many years, and Amaran now has provided a lot more affordable options and like an entryway into the lighting market. Can you talk a little bit about what the Apature and Amaran brand are doing to address that market if people are just trying to get into it?
The purpose of Amaran is to make lighting even more approachable than what Apature has been making it. So we're talking about making lights affordable to your entry-level content creators, small budget content creation teams for in-house brands, and commercial agencies that don't quite have the budget to really sink into like a $10,000 or $20,000 lighting package, but still need lights to get going.
I know this is a tough question because it depends on the situation, what they're trying to do, but let's say somebody's trying to improve their video quality for social content or whatever. They just want a first light, a first step into the game. What's your first recommendation? Is it one of these little mini ones or one of the Bones mount lights? What do you think?
As a prospective buyer of any light or any cinema equipment or video equipment, have to ask yourself, like, what kind of situation are you in, and what's your budget, what type of clients do you usually have, and what are their demands? I would say as a starting kit, for me, I would strive to kind of stretch your lighting budget a little more. I'll try to get 3-point source lights, so maybe like an Amaran 150C, 300C, and maybe like a COB 60X or something like that. Those are very versatile lights, and the reason why you want varying sizes is your key light should be your most powerful, and then you should have a fill light as well, and you should have a hair light to create that subject background separation.
Awesome. That's definitely a good rule of thumb. Keep it simple. You can't beat 3-point lighting. That would not be my choice. I would pick one of these guys.
Yes. This fits in your backpack really well, right? This is totally made for you to travel. It's carry-on friendly. Desert island or whatever, you'll be able to find power there, right?
Yeah.
And there's an outlet there.
For sure. So it's not fitting in my pocket.
Unfortunately not.
Let's get out of here. One of the coolest things so far is I've been able to chat with Andrew from Diety Microphones, an Apature and Amaran brand, and he told me all about the importance of audio for creators of all sizes, as well as the value of 32-bit float, which I know sounds very nerdy, but I promise is incredibly useful. We should do a video about that at some point. Let us know if you're interested. Check it out.
You will visually watch bad video, bad quality video, if the content is engaging and if the audio is of quality. You will suffer through bad video content, right? Bad green screen, that's okay. Bad graphics and silly graphics, that's okay. But if they can't understand the words you're saying, they will swipe away like that.
Couldn't agree more. And as we are here at the Diety microphone booth, are there any products you recommend as like a first entry point for brands who are starting to get into, they want better quality audio, but they want something that's not going to break the bank either? What do you start with?
Absolutely. So often you'll see people hold the cell phone. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm doing an interview with my cell phone," but what they're doing is they're recording it using the notes feature. They're going to have to sync that all up in post. So if you're going to sync it all up in post anyway, you might as well get somebody that's going to record 32-bit float. Because if you're distorting your audio, you can't save that. You know, once the audio sounds crunchy, distorted, real nasty and grimy, there's no fixing that in post, right? You're stuck with it. That's your audio quality. Otherwise, you got to go reshoot, which costs money. And if you're a brand that's small and trying to grow, you don't have money for that kind of stuff. But with 32-bit float, you capture the raw audio. It will never distort on you on basic dialogue, this kind of information. And you don't need to have an education in audio to set the gain properly, because you can always reset it when you're editing your footage. So if you're a beginner, 32-bit float is like training wheels for audio, and it's a fantastic tool for everyone out there getting started. So we're seeing it mostly with the individuals and the small teams. It's the Diety PR2. It comes with a lavalier. You'll clip that to the shirt. You'll hide this in the pants. It runs for 30 hours. So when it comes to the things like the individuals, you guys don't have a lot of time to sit there and worry about all the little details because you're having to do everything.
It's like buying insurance for yourself in post as well, right? Like you know you don't need to worry so much.
You know you got it. If you clip the lav and it's fully exposed, you don't try to bury it underneath some clothing, right? And you have it set to 32-bit float and you hit record, you know you got it. It's that simple.
Awesome. Great advice. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Andrew. Good stuff.
I was expecting a lot more like big name companies to come to the expo with like some really interesting kind of innovative approaches, but what I found even more exciting is how many of the smaller companies are really stepping up this year. We saw some really cool offerings from some companies that I had never heard of, and there's also been a really nice kind of shift toward the like prosumer, the content creator, the small teams, like the small videography teams, basically solutions for people to just get started and have really high quality audio and video available to them without breaking the bank. So that was a really nice surprise.
I'm here today at the Tilta booth with
Jadon.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being here. A lot of our clients, our audience, they want to get into content creation. We're trying to encourage them as well to get into content creation. What's kind of a first step into improving the quality of their content without needing to blow the bank?
Well, one, always working with what you have, but to take that next step of like getting a camera cage, getting different accessories that work with it. I think microphones definitely up like the game of production. You got one right here. But you can get simple ones that connect to your phone as well, and like those ones are super useful for when you're doing interviews or making videos for others and you need to get crisp, clean audio, and getting something that's just easy to work with, right?
What are some of the offerings that Tilta has for, I know you have some rigging options for phones. Can you walk me through that?
So this is our new Kronos iPhone system. It's pretty much a modular filmmaking kit for people that do create iPhone content and want to take a little bit step further, like you said, where you can have similar attributes of an actual film camera, but with your iPhone. So you have a power handle here, which actually powers the entire case, a side handle, you have lighting, and you even have different ways to actually filter your lenses here. And you just pretty much have a fully modular system that just is easy to work with, that a lot of new filmmakers can use, that just make it a lot easier, especially if you want to just get into this large world of filmmaking.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate taking the time for this.
Thank you.
All right, so we've been here a good few hours now, got some food in us, digested the food, digested the information, and one of the big takeaways I've found so far is that there's a lot you can do on a budget. And I think it's very exciting to hear that even from the brands themselves that they're saying, don't sweat the equipment so much. The barrier for entry has never been lower. So get out there, start shooting some stuff, start making content.
So as someone who's interested in content creation and podcasting and is really intrigued by all the different offerings available on the market today, I had to check out the DJI booth. So we made our way over there, and to our surprise, the Insta360 booth was right across from it.
All right, so after having first spoken to DJI and then to Insta360, it seems clear to me that although the products look similar, that they kind of serve different purposes.
I don't think they necessarily serve totally different purposes, but it's clear that they're trying to target a different type of user and a different type of creator. You know, like DJI has a history of being really technically strong and really aligning themselves with high quality products. This is for like individuals who are a little bit more like leaning toward kind of like a professional angle. They maybe already have a pretty robust kit and they're trying to like fill in the gaps of something. But Insta360 is just fun. They're all about fun. They want your everyday life to be magical, and their tools are designed in a way to make that as easy and as seamless as possible for you to capture.
Not everybody needs the same tools because not everybody's trying to create the same kind of content. So before you listen to somebody saying this is the right one for you, figure out what it is you're trying to achieve first, and then that'll help you narrow down the tools you need for the job. And in a lot of cases, it's either affordable or you might already have those tools in your kit. So keep that in mind.
So we've chatted with a bunch of the vendors so far, saw some super cool stuff and got some really interesting insights on their products. And now we're going to ask some of the attendees, what do they think, why they're here, and what kind of value they're hoping to get out of attending. All right, let's go find some people to talk to. Why are you here and what are you hoping to get out of this experience?
Me personally, I'm here to encourage my friends to spend a lot of money. I have a goal of $20,000 and their money spent, and then I'll feel good about buying stuff for myself. And also to meet my friends who I haven't seen in a while and network with creators and brands and stuff like that.
So I'm here to do the exact same thing, but I also am a presenter here as well, except they gave me the last time slot, so I'll be here till 20 minutes before the event closes.
This is always an amazing opportunity to learn, like from the presenters, like the speakers in general, techniques, new technologies. So also an opportunity to take some pictures, and it's just like to be updated, you know, in general terms. In photography, videography, I'm a filmmaker, so I'm always like super interested in the speaks.
I come to meet some familiar faces from years past, so that's usually why I show up, and sometimes you get a cool deal, but that's about it for me.
Why are you guys here today?
Honestly, for me, I'm trying to expand my horizons and get more familiar with the technical aspect of the creative industries. Also connect with some great people. My boy put me on to the event, and I'm so glad that he did, because met some really great content creators. But more importantly, you know, I went to school for film. But like with anything, I don't think in terms of the technical aspect, I haven't really like revived my knowledge. So being in these spaces again, it really scratches that itch. It makes you want to, you know, do your due diligence to really learn as much as you can. Because we're living in a time where you got to be a Swiss Army knife. You got to be malleable and be able to, you know, work in so many different facets. So big on ProFusion, wonderful event. Big up to my boy too for putting me on. Cut him a check.
I'm just happy I'm here. I'm happy that I can introduce people to ProFusion, and I watch a lot of YouTubers. So meeting them in person and having those conversations, you'll never forget.
Well, thank you guys both so much for your time. Awesome.
The Dyson too. You gotta give me the connect, right?
It was really nice to see how many people make it out just because they want to network with others and just because they want to be in an area where other content creators, other like tech aficionados, other people who are really passionate about content and the gear can come together and just like geek out over everything and get excited.
After getting the chance to chat with a whole bunch of people at the event, Apature unfortunately had to head out for the evening. And it was at that point that Justin Porter was going on stage to deliver his talk about capturing moments that matter. So I took the opportunity and headed over there to hear what he had to say.
While at the same time they're filming.
Alrighty, I just finished listening to Justin Porter's talk. Phenomenal conversation. Definitely got a little bit more of a deeper dive in what we chatted about in our interview earlier. Shout out Justin Porter, doing awesome work. Definitely feeling very inspired, and lots I think we can take into the work we do for our clients. So looking forward to getting some of that done.
The last presentation I attended was by River Shepherd, and it was all about being a modern day content creating rebel. And I think the big takeaway for me was just recognizing how unique everybody's journey is in content creation. It's not a linear path. And I think it's comforting to know that although there's no one-size-fits-all formula to this, that there are some specific techniques you can apply to put yourself in the right direction.
I have been at this event walking around for almost 8 hours at this point. I think my knees are about to give out if my feet don't first. So I think it's just about time to sign off, and we'll check back in at the office tomorrow with Patria. We'll go over some of our learnings. Take care.
One of my main takeaways from this is you show up for the gear and you leave with like tens of new friends. You never know who you're going to meet at these events. It's a perfect opportunity to get to know other people in your community who are working on really cool initiatives, who might honestly just be showing up to make new friends. So that's a perfectly valid reason to attend these conferences and these expos. Show up for the gear, leave with a few new friends.
All in all, I had an absolute blast at the event, and I learned so much. I met some great people, and I got to check out a bunch of products that are definitely on my wish list. Do you think you're gonna go again next year?
Yes, of course.
I'm so psyched for ProFusion 2025. Hope to see you there.
Thanks for watching this video. If you got something out of it, please like, subscribe, or share it with your friends.